What's up, y'all? My name is Keith Kilgore, HTEW Fitness here, man of the people. I think that's something I'm gonna go ahead and try to adopt as well. I know we usually talk about fitness, but today I'm going to actually talk about how I passed the NASM CPT, Certified Personal Trainer, in about 6 weeks, though it says it takes 10. First off, just buy the normal CPT, whatever the cheapest thing for the packet thing is. I think you should go ahead and get that. I believe it still comes with the chapter modules and the domains. I'm not 100% if it comes with the textbook. You guys can go ahead and check up on that because I don't work for NASM and I'm not here to plug them. But at the same time, it's very helpful especially if you don't have any type of background or knowledge at all on exercise, fitness, nutrition, almost any of that stuff, because a lot of that information it'll take you under the first couple weeks. Because I mean, for me personally, I have been out of school since like 2009, 2010, and I wasn't really that studious before. I was a good student, but I didn't know how to study. So the first thing I did, I read the textbook cover to cover. I know there's a lot of videos out there telling you guys that you don't need to do that, but it honestly just makes the biggest difference. Things won't start to click until you really get into the physical part of training, but everything in the book, for the purpose of passing your test, you should read the book, because some of the questions are just little questions that they mention in the book. And it really makes it a lot more beneficial. It's actually a pretty good read if you're actually interested. It didn't take very long. I mean, I also was on COVID, so I didn't have to work. That was a really big thing. I definitely had a lot more time. I don't have kids. The only thing I really have is my girl and a dog. So we were in our house the whole time. So I just took that time, morning up, morning down, sundown, Going through the modules is actually a good idea. Doing the practice, because that's what's gonna start making things really make sense for you. Because just reading text and without having any type of teacher guidance, for me personally, it made it to where I had to do a lot of self-thinking, which may not be the best thing for a lot of people, because a lot of people don't have any prior experience. And a lot of people aren't really that self-motivated, so I can see people quitting pretty quickly, which I'm sure NASM is a lot more people quit than they do pass. Next up, after I did each module, I did the lessons, I listened, I even watched the videos with my man Ricky and all that stuff. And I know that stuff, it can be boring. I went back, I went forward, I did everything, man, until I understood the actual information that was trying to be presented to me. Because at the end of the day, you're also working with people, and people are really trusting you with their safety and their health, and they're believing in you. So just taking that little extra time will make you feel more confident and feel better about what you're doing. So after I did the chapters, I went ahead and did the quizzes. Now for the quizzes, you just pass them. You don't need to get 100%. I'm one of those, I don't like to say OCD, because I think you shouldn't make fun of people with OCD, but I like things to be very specific. I like a schedule, I like it written down, I like all that stuff. I wrote everything, single important thing down that you could. But just pass the quiz and move on. The quiz changes every time you take it. And at some point, it's going to get to questions that are not even going to be on the test. So we're going to get to that later. After I did the chapter quizzes and I passed all those, the midterm, don't even waste your time with that shit. I literally, if I'd have done that, I think I just on 56. I didn't know what kind of questions they were talking about, man. I didn't even remember reading those in the book. Man, I read it cover to cover. I'm being real. So after that, then I went ahead and watched all the domain videos. That dude right there knows everything that he's talking about. He literally is he's explaining. It's more of a lecture. You sit, you can go back, everything, and he really takes the time to explain it. And I mean, he may kind of rush at the end of the chat, like the domains, but it's really knowledgeable. It's a good way to hear somebody else give you the information. I think receiving the information is better than just kind of reading it and trying to understand it yourself, because it just doesn't work out like that. Man, I'm out here looking looking funny, but good thing this ain't no model channel. So I'll get to the barber at some point, you guys, but whatever. Either way, after that, I took all the domain quizzes. I passed those, and honestly, I still wasn't 100% confident. So I did the final quizzes. So not the final like test that you can take, but the two, I think they're quiz A and quiz 1 or quiz 2. You can take those as many times as you want. Once you take the actual final, that's it. You can't take that anymore. So be sure that you're passing those 1s and 2s. I was passing those with 90. I would miss maybe 1 or 2 questions, and then I moved on. So now we're on to what was on the test. Just like at most of the videos, overactive, underactive muscles, you should know those. The anatomy of the heart, you should definitely know that. Honestly, man, I'm gonna keep it real with you guys. When I was taking the test, I didn't see a lot of the same questions. I really had to think, and I really had to take the time to know what the wrong answers were before I could move on. That's where your bread and butter is. You need to know the wrong answers, because theoretically you can't know the whole book, especially in 6 weeks. So you need to know what doesn't work. You know what I mean? And they're pretty obvious. Those are the obvious answers. It's not the obvious correct answer. It's what they're trying to tell you is not right. So follow that, and that should be able to be your guide. I also took the time to fill out my whole Quizlet. It's a really big deal that you guys do this, because I'm going to show you how much time that I put into this. I'm sorry, I see I got a cracked screen. Look at how many quizzes I did, Quizlets I did, practice exams, acute variables, all that stuff, overhead squat assessment table. That's something you literally need to memorize. I memorized the whole chart, the whole thing, from everything, from knees inward to, everything, just everything. You need to really know that. I could literally tell you from knees inward to underactive and the second one down. That's how well I knew it and I memorized it. And that's what you guys need to do. So take the time, do that, you guys. Number one thing, be confident. If you don't pass the first time, take it again. It's no big deal. I was lucky and fortunate to pass the first time, but I'm gonna be honest with you, I was nervous. My girl's sister's house I went to, her grandma's, I went over there and I was in there huffing and puffing, man. Because some of the questions were trying to throw me off. But take 3 deep breaths, breathe, you got this. It's not the end of the world, really. It's not the end of the world. This is not the most important thing in life. So you guys got this. You got 6 weeks. Keep studying, get that Quizlet, and read that textbook, you guys. All right, Keith Kilgore, HTEW Fitness, you guys. I ain't shit. Bye.